Hello, my dear. Welcome to the Kidfable. Hey, long time ago in a faraway land, there lived a dove who spent her days flying over a sparkling blue brook. One sunny afternoon, as she was enjoying the view, she saw an ant fall into the water. It struggled and struggled, waving its tiny arms in the air, but it was too weak to climb up the smooth, slippery bank. Seeing this, the dove felt a pang of pity. She wanted to help the poor little ant, but how? Then she had an idea. Quickly dropping low, she picked up a blade of straw from the ground below and dropped it into the water right beside the struggling ant. The ant, seeing this, quickly clung onto the straw. It was like a shipwrecked sailor clinging onto a broken spar. And with the help of the current, it floated safely to shore. The dove was very happy that she had helped the ant, but she had no idea that the ant, though very small, was actually extremely fierce and brave. After thanking the dove for her help, the ant went off to look for somewhere to live. And the dove, well, she went back to doing what she loved, flying around and looking for juicy berries to eat. But this time, when she was flying, she couldn't help but feel a little proud of herself. After all, not many animals could say they had saved the life of an ant. However, she had only flown a short distance when she saw the very same ant struggling in the water again. And sure enough, just as before, he was trying to climb up the bank, but he was too weak to do it. Without thinking, the dove swooped down and offered to help, but the ant just waved his little hand dismissively. "No thanks," he said. "I don't need your help. Just leave me alone." Confused by his reaction, the dove just flew away and left him to his struggles. But soon she heard his angry shouts echoing across the water. "Oh, you silly dove," he shouted. "Don't you realize that you've trapped me here? If you hadn't dropped that blade of straw into the water, I wouldn't have fallen in the first place." Now realizing that she had made a mistake, the dove apologized and asked him, "What should I do?" But the ant just kept shouting, "Do something, do something." And so the dove did. She flew back to the spot where she had found the ant. And this time, she brought along some crumbs of bread, which she dropped into the water beside him. The ant, seeing this, quickly crawled onto the bread and with a grateful smile, thanked the dove for her kindness. Then, taking a deep breath, he said, "Now I can finally rest." And with that, he closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep. The dove, feeling very happy with herself, flew back to her tree and spent the night singing with her friends. Meanwhile, the ant slept soundly until morning, at which point he woke up feeling refreshed and full of energy. As the sun rose higher in the sky, he started to explore his new home. And it wasn't long before he came across a field of sweet-smelling clover. Feeling hungry, he started to eat, but he had only taken a few bites when he felt a sharp sting in his foot. Looking down, he saw a tiny drop of blood coming from a little wound. At first, he tried to ignore it, But then he realized that he had been bitten by a bee. Angry and in pain, he started to search for someone to blame. And that's when he saw the dove sitting on a nearby branch. She was looking beautiful in the morning light, and he couldn't help but feel a sudden rush of anger towards her. Without thinking, he shouted, "Hey you! I know what you're thinking. You think you're so kind, don't you?" The dove, startled by his sudden outburst, looked down and asked, "What did I do?" But the ant, consumed with his own pain, just kept shouting, "Do something! Do something!" And so the dove did. She flew down and sat on the ground right in front of him. Then, ignoring his angry glares, she picked up some water in her beak and gently washed the wound on his foot. The ant, surprised by her actions, could only stare at her in disbelief. After washing his foot, the dove said, "There, that should make you feel better." But the ant, still feeling angry, just pushed her away and said, "Go away, you silly dove. I don't need your help." Hearing this, the dove felt a pang of sadness, but she knew that the ant needed space, so she simply flew away. As she soared through the air, she couldn't help but feel a little hurt. After all, she had saved the ant's life twice, but he didn't seem to remember or care. But then, as she flew past a group of children, she heard them cheering and clapping. Startled, she dropped down and asked them what they were doing. And that when they told her that they were playing a game to see who could throw a stone the farthest. Suddenly, she noticed one of the boys pick up a flat, smooth stone and take aim at her. Before she could react, the stone hit her, making her lose control and crash into a tree. Dazed and confused, she slid down the bark and landed on the ground below. At that moment, she thought her life was over. But then she heard a familiar voice shout, "Hey, you stay right there." Startled, she looked up and saw the ant running towards her, followed by a group of angry bees. "Hey, you bullies," he shouted, "leave her alone." And with that, he charged forward. Moral of the story: a kindness is never wasted. Hello, my dear children. This is the end of this ant and the dove story. Hope you enjoyed this fable and learned its valuable lesson. If you did, please don't forget to show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our Kidfable channel. We create high-quality, engaging videos that are not only entertaining, but also educational and fun for kids. So subscribe now and never miss out on our latest stories. So, feel free to share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. We love hearing from our young viewers, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Till then, goodbye and take care.